We're recording.
First of all, I'd like to call to order the meeting, convene our budget adoption meeting for the Peabody Public Library Board of Trustees. We previously went through the budget hearing process and given appropriate notices. Mary, is there anything else we should know before we seek a motion to approve?
In the director's report, I indicated the three funds that were going to be in the 2022 budget. Nothing has changed. The report that you have, rather the budget that you have in your board packet is current, and there have been no changes.
Is there any further discussion regarding adoption of the budget? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt the budget as proposed.
I move to adopt the budget as proposed.
That moves to approve and adopt the budget as proposed. Is there a second?
Second.
Chris seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of adoption of the budget as has been proposed and subject to hearing, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The budget is adopted. And with that, we will call to order the regular October meeting of the Peabody Public Library Board of Trustees for October 2021. I will note that there is a quorum and ask if the trustees, any of the trustees, or all the trustees have had an opportunity to review the minutes from the September 8th meeting, and someone would feel comfortable making a motion regarding those.
We're going to make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Or move to approve the minutes as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any seconds? Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the September 8, 2021 minutes as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. There we go to the director's report. Where's your Latin now, Mark?
Okay, on to the director's report. Do I have this? Yeah, I got it. So today was the first interview we had for the youth services position. The gentleman is from Marion County Public Library, and it was a really good interview. We have two more tomorrow, and I'm hoping from the three that we are interviewing that we'll select someone. So, any questions?
Was that a surprising candidate pool? Or, I mean, I guess I
What's
was,
surprising about the candidate pool is most of them are educators. I had one person from a public library, and that was Jim. He's the one I interviewed today.
and he's from Indianapolis.
He's from Marion.
Grant County.
Grant County.
Okay, you said, I thought you said, maybe I misheard, I thought you said Marion
Did I
County.
say Marion County? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh, in the notes, I thought it was Marion, Grant, okay.
Yeah, no.
That's still a nice.
So, yeah, and then the two tomorrow, one's from Galena, Illinois, and the other one is from Indianapolis. She's going to be working. I don't think one of it's city, but somewhere else tomorrow. So the other candidates, I mean, wherever we had South Carolina, Kentucky, Missouri, and another southern state. So, but I do have to tell you that I've never seen so many open positions for youth services librarians and adult services librarians as we have now. So I'm going to say statewide, there's probably 20 of each, so 40 openings for those positions.
Well, those don't require MLS.
It depends on how big your service area is and if you require it.
What class?
Yeah, what class they are. So some of them are not. But, yeah, I know. It's interesting times. People are really moving on to different professions. As we go, book challenges. We've been getting quite a few. Actually, quite a few from 2 people. And as I indicated, the people are not residents of our service. But I did send them a letter or an email saying I received your reconsideration, and I told them our policy basically on censorship, which I included a copy of that letter in your packet. So, we did the budget approval. Our blinds are still not working. We think the issue is not putting lithium batteries in there to operate. These are the 2 sets that don't work, and at one point, when you press the button, one would go up while the other one went down. So it's like, okay, this isn't working.
Aren't these like new within the last 2 or 3 years?
They're pretty new, and this was they've never seen this happen. So I don't, it looks like they somehow got reprogrammed, and then they worked with trying to reprogram them, and then they thought, you know what kind of batteries are you using? And so they said, you always have to use the lithium. And so ARC's going to come out again, I think the 18th, and going to replace everything with the lithium batteries, and hopefully that will take care of the issue, and hopefully they'll all go up when they're supposed to go up, and not one go up and one go down. So, I think they might be 3 years old.
I remember they weren't cheap.
Right. So, they've been really great about coming out and helping us.
Okay.
So, I've been really happy with that. No problem. So in your packet, you have a guidelines to speak to the board. We have never had anything posted on the website, and I'm wondering if we think that is something we should do. At the very back, it has sheets that look like this. And what I mostly want to know from you, first of all, I think we should only probably post the public forum when we have to actually have one. Not, you know, I don't think we necessarily have to have one every meeting. But I think if somebody gives me, 10 days notice and they want to appear, then I can put the public forum on the agenda. I don't know that we need to have 15 minutes of public forum. I'm thinking 10 minutes or less, or even 5. I'm open to whatever you guys want.
I do have specific feelings about this that I'm generally not able to address because I don't think policy, I just advise
Okay.
doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, these are public meetings, which means people are welcome to show up and watch.
Okay.
I guess my thought is the permission that I saw here looked like to speak, you are requiring that they be put on the agenda, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and if somebody wants to be put on the agenda 10 days ahead of time, that's fine. We can do that as needed. Absolutely no need to schedule in.
Okay.
I have a couple of my clients that insist on having sort of a public input town hall element, and those meetings can go off the rails pretty easily and can go very long, very easily. So I think a maximum of 15 minutes, 10 days on, and if we wanted to even say no more than 3 people in a meeting, so that we didn't get the meeting in over 45 minutes. You guys may not be aware of this. I try to keep these meetings, if I can, under an hour. I think there's a diminishing return on productivity after the first hour of almost any meeting. So those are my thoughts. I don't have any problems with the, but I think they should have the 10 days. Just put their name right on the agenda. We'll get all their information. They can show up, and that's fine. But other than a public hearing,
Right.
I think this is the only way that we should do it. When I first looked at this, I was afraid that you were going to have some sort of every session we had 15 minutes of public input
Yeah, I don't
for
want to
whoever
do that.
wanted to be recognized, and I do have clients who do that, and things can zigzag out of control very quickly.
Well, and that's also why I included the language about you're allowed to speak to us, but we're not necessarily going to answer your questions.
Oh, that's perfect. No, I thought that was great too, is that we will give you a forum to listen to you as a courtesy, but this is not a dialogue necessarily.
It's like meeting moment. there is a lack of civility, they will be asked to leave. Because
Okay.
I don't think that any person here deserves to have any manner of civility inside.
That's a good idea.
Out
That a lack of civility, sole discretion of the chair, just.
Yeah.
And that could be somebody else next time around. Yes. Just, go ahead,
Okay.
Chris.
It's 15 minutes, but there's no personal time limit.
Well, I'm almost thinking, because to me, 15 minutes
No, that's
can
like,
be a long time.
Yeah.
Should we just do 5 per person? Is that what?
and no, I think the school board does 3.
I think it's school board does
The
it.
school board's 3.
3 minutes per person,
It's a long
and then
time,
10.
actually. Yeah.
Most of the meetings that I've heard is 3.
Okay, and then let's cap it. I think
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I think 10 minutes total, yeah.
3
And that's
minutes.
as needed. I don't think we should.
You don't want me to put 10 minutes maximum?
We certainly can, but I mean, if we have to have a lot of people wanting to talk.
You don't leave your meeting open, that session open for 10 minutes.
Well, rather than do it that way, why don't we just say 3 minutes, no more than 3 people?
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
Okay?
I'm fine.
And more, and that will also hopefully keep things from getting completely out of hand if we get a situation like that. So,
Right.
Maybe into the next one.
Right, right. And the other piece too is they need to give us 10 days.
Oh,
warning.
absolutely.
You know, we need to be apprised.
Part of the problem with going off the rails are the folks that get, it's not going to be a utility bill for us, but they get something that ticks them off the day before,
Mhm.
and or that day, and they show up, and that's what they want to talk about. They want to talk about it right now, and they want to talk about it right now, because next week they probably wouldn't care.
Mhm.
So I think getting the 10 days on there allows them to organize their thoughts, allows us to sort of understand what sort of a dynamic or topic might be discussed, and yes, yeah,
Okay, and then are you okay with the application?
yes.
Okay, and we'll have that available on the website as well. Okay, if you're fine with it, then I'll go ahead.
Except I had one caveat.
Okay.
Is that Latin?
That's
not Latin, it's my Latin. One caveat. This form must be completed ahead of board, to a board member before the meeting is called order. I like the form in the 10 days before. To me,
Okay.
the form should be, we should know who it was. We're gonna have to you're gonna have to submit the agenda, we're gonna need to know who's on the agenda. And
Okay.
this thing of they walk in and give it to any board member, I think it's better that this gets, when they reserve the time, they can give us all their
And
information.
this is nothing that needs approved or motion to approve or anything like that. It's just,
I think I would like to, but I don't want to do it this, I'd like to see
See the
package.
changes, they'll
Yes.
come back with the changes
Is that
next
okay,
month.
Chris?
and we'll go
that's
from
good,
there.
yeah. That's what I
Okay,
was gonna ask.
so let's just table that and,
So do they, will we only hear from people who live within our message?
I think that should be definitely the people that are supporting us should be the ones that address us.
Yeah.
or placard.
Anybody who pays for library service.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, and I can add that too.
Should we add the 3-minute limit on this paper as well?
Sure, I can read
Maybe
it.
after speak, like,
Sure.
this will allow you to speak for up to 3 minutes.
No, good idea, thank you.
The other question that I would have is, you give it to a board member, and then there's a day lapse, so the board member gives it to the secretary. Either one would also be given to the office here.
Well, what we're gonna do is not have them give it to you at all, they're gonna have to send it to me. So I'll put my email address on there and then they can send it to me.
this can be done digitally as well?
Yeah, they could send it to me. Yeah, everything will
Okay,
be
good.
on the website, available on the website.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Do we know that the 2 people that challenged before, are they from the Whitman County area, or do we know that? Are we supposed to?
I think they're in unserved town. I think
They're unserved
unserved townships.
Or unserved townships.
Okay, but in the,
Yes.
without, okay. I didn't know if it was outside. Because that's what
Okay, so we're good with that. I did want to share this with you. So, getting away from the mic, but I'll talk really loud. It can be annoying. So yesterday, I met with Pete Allen, who's with HIV Group, which used to be Star Insurance. And they came back with a proposal for us because as I had indicated, our rates went up 20.81%, which is a lot. A lot. Okay, so, and just as a reminder, the information on the sheet is confidential, as you know, because I do have my staff members listed on there. So, the orange is the current plan. The yellow is what the current plan would look like in 2022. Does anybody see that? Actually on there it says 21.13. So then what we had decided to do at our first meeting was let's go out to Anthem to see if they can come back with something more competitive. And you can see what Anthem 1 and Anthem 2 did. Okay, so what happened is they went back to PHP and said, is there something else we can do? And that's where they came back with the PHP level solutions. We had never been eligible for the level solutions because the number of people in our group had always been under 10. But PHP changed their criteria, and they say 5. So right now we have 6, but actually once we hire the youth services librarian, it will be 7. So this is basically a self-insured plan, and it's through PHP. And I don't know if you can do this or not, but if you actually fold your paper and compare the orange to the blue,
Looks like Mad Magazine.
yeah, it is. You're
I'm
right,
sorry, Mark
Greg.
got that one.
You're right though, Greg. But you're gonna see that the benefits are really similar. I know I should chuckle more, Greg, I'm sorry, but you're right, it's like Mad Magazine.
Sorry.
As you can see, the rates are all gonna be the same for everyone. It appears that the younger staff members will be paying a little bit more. Somebody will pay, I think, like $130 more. But everyone else's premium is going to go down.
What percentage of premium does the library pay versus what percentage does the...
I am so glad you brought that up because I was going to bring that up as well. Currently, the library pays 85% of the premium. The employee pays 15%. I did check with some of the libraries that belong to the Library Serving Communities Consortium, but I only really heard back from 3 other libraries, maybe 4. One library pays 100%. One library pays 85-15 like we do. 2 other ones are 80-20. So I did want to bring that up to you. The reason I'm bringing it up to you is this, as you know, this year the staff did get a significant raise. They are going to get, for those that are eligible, will get the sick payout starting January 1 of 2022. I don't know, is it time to consider possibly, I have been told it is very generous for the employer to pay 85%. And with costs of doing what they're doing, is it time that we consider raising their portion to 20%? And I don't know the answer to that, but I thought I would bring it up. And if you'd rather not talk about it, I did that too, but I thought I would mention that.
I don't know. Does anybody have any feelings?
I would, budgetary concerns, I don't mind the 85%, but to then caveat that with a maximum dollar amount that 85% could reach, so that we can keep that 85% in there, because if we go to the blue version, it's less expensive right now, but that is a certain dollar amount for 85%. I would
that's gonna take Mary doing a little work before I come back.
When's our deadline for open enrollment?
Oh, well, you guys are gonna absolutely love me, but I went ahead and went with the PHP level solutions because
okay.
we have to.
It's November 1st?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's not November 1st, it's actually December 1st.
Mhm.
But in order for them to get all the paperwork done and everything signed, and it's a different plan, so there's paperwork that has to be done. And I honestly did not think you would mind the decrease in costs.
No.
So, now, we do have the option down the road, if for some reason we have a lot of claims this year and this plan doesn't look like it's gonna work for us next year, we can go back to the other two, one or the other two. And just look and see if that'll be any less expensive for us. But for this year, I felt like we really needed to do something, because I did not plan for a 21% increase. Absolutely did not.
Here's the numbers that we do here. That is the overall premium, not the library's portion.
That's the overall premium. That is not the library's portion.
Okay. So would you like to,
Well, I think
A
since I
motion to
told you,
ratify
yeah,
your decision.
yeah, if you could
I would
please.
entertain a motion to approve switching the staff PHP level solutions plan.
So moved.
Chris is so moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mark has seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of ratifying the director's decision to move forward with PHP level solutions as the health insurance alternative for staff, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go, Mary.
Thank you very much. Of course, in repairs, it's an ongoing thing, so I'll just keep you posted as we go forward. Staffing issues, there's some things I need to discuss with you in executive session. And then I told you about the COVID, people that have had COVID here at the library. Oh, okay. The final thing I wanted to say was several months ago, we had tabled having being open on Sundays, and we were not using, or we weren't scheduling the meeting room in 2022. After a lot of further thought and consideration, and due to our funding, 50% property tax, 50% lit, I really think we need to stay open on Sundays for the time being. It's a tough one. Well, I don't want us to be like other libraries. I want us to be better or be set apart, or however I can say that without making people mad. But I think we're an exceptional library, and I want to keep it that way. And one of the things we always say is we're essential to the community, and I think being essential to the community here means that during the school year we are open on Sundays. However, I will take whatever you want me to into consideration.
And I entertain a motion if one wants to move to close on Sundays. In the absence of such a motion, we can pull that issue off the table for now and consider it resolved.
Okay, so I will let the staff know that they can start scheduling Sundays.
Yes, please start rescheduling, yes.
Thank you for that.
Do we need a motion to?
No, I don't
Pull
think-
that back? Pull that back, because I think we.
Was it just temporary?
Thanks for asking me.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's okay, it's not gonna hurt.
Okay.
Chris will move.
Yeah, I mean, roll that back and open up.
Scheduling for Sundays.
Scheduling for Sundays, for the meeting room.
Okay.
Chris has moved, is there a second?
I second that.
That seconds to again start scheduling for Sundays in the future. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. There we go, Mary. Thank
Okay, the other thing I wanted, and this was not on this, on the agenda, and I apologize, but we did get the statement of activity for the 2 funds that we have with Whitley County Community Foundation, and I just wanted to distribute that to you now.
Thank you. Mary, while we're doing that, we're getting close to claims, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to ask, the Bones Theater, the 2,100, is that for a whole year?
Yes.
Okay. And I actually hadn't been to Bones for a while, and I went, it's a very nice ad, and I think that's probably money well spent. I like spending it here in the community for something else doing that.
And Katie DeWitt's gonna update it for us.
Oh,
So, I mean, I've been talking to Katie about, because everything was low.
Well, Ray was heavily featured, and Ray has
Right.
been gone for a couple of years now,
And
so.
it was all the old carpet.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we're gonna update it.
okay.
All right, I do have one other, Greg, I'm sorry. Okay. ENA is servicing us, and it's called AeroHive Wi-Fi units. They're no longer going to be using those, so they're going to be taken out. And what I'm getting at is, so now they need to discuss how we want to better our Wi-Fi. So, I haven't got their quotes back, but we're looking at adding 4 outside units, and then 5 upstairs and 5 downstairs. So that'll give us 20 internal and 4 outside. So I think it'll help our Wi-Fi and people being able to connect between the backyard and the wetlands, out into the parking lot, way out to the parking lot. We won't have any dead zones in the library. So just FYI. And I'm trying to get funding through, USAC for E-rate. And I'm working with Ad Tech on that. But I'll keep it posted. But I wanted to let you know what's going on.
Thank you.
Okay?
Okay, I think we're ready for claims, financials. Ask if members have had an opportunity to review financials and claims. I asked one question about the advertising for Bones Theater. I didn't see anything else. Anyone else see anything they have a question about or concern? Would entertain a motion to approve the claims?
Make a motion to approve the claims.
Been moved by Chris to approve claims. Is there a second? Lori seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the claims as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, claims are approved. Is there any other business for the general session? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn our regular meeting.
I would make a motion to adjourn the regular.
Move to adjourn regular meeting. Is there a second? I'll second. Moved and seconded. All in favor of adjourning the regular meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the regular meeting is adjourned. Mary?
We need to close that, and we need to turn off the recorder. Thank you, Greg.
Just 2 upstairs.